What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Stonehearth. My name is Splat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and actually play one of the games that's probably one of my most hotly requested games right now. Strangely enough, everybody wants to see some Stonehearth. And so without further ado, here it is. At the moment, we have a carpenter. Now we've got ourselves a weaver. They are both working on things. It is the 9th day of the game. Taking a look at our list right now, because I know it's been a couple days since we played last. We've got 2 warriors, a number of workers over here. I think we're lined up fairly well to have ourselves another warrior pretty soon. But at the moment, I don't think there's really a whole lot of other things we need to focus on aside from getting people seated up inside some housing. So, let's see. We've got 2 beds inside of there, 2 beds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beds. And we have 11 people, 9 beds. Sorry, I'm bad at counting. Am I bad at counting? I don't know. We've got 2 houses right there. They look like, so I've got 6, and then we've got 8. See, he can play video games, but he can't count. Over here, we're working on this workshop. However, these things won't get replaced until we tell them to pick them up and put them back in the stockpile. At the moment, the move item button seems to be a little bit sketchy. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So, in general, what I would recommend is if you're playing Stonehearth, you've got to get used to I'm trying to get used to the name, man. I've called this game Hearthstone way too many times in the last couple of weeks. I'm starting to feel like the village idiot, dude. I'm starting to feel like really, really dumb about that stuff. I don't know why I keep calling it... I don't know why I keep calling it Hearthstone. I have no idea. It's probably because I played World of Warcraft way, way, way too much. No lie. As a World of Warcraft player, on one of my characters alone, I have a year and a half of played time. I played way too much World of Warcraft. It is entirely safe to say that probably the ages of 18 to 24 just did not exist. I didn't have a real life then. It was just me playing World of Warcraft. We also have ourselves a stockpile over here, which is kind of cool. I built a little door right there to get that moving. My recommendation would be that maybe we remove this stockpile. And then my suggestion would be that we take this over here. And I'm going to convert this into a stockpile. And so we'll go right there. There's our stockpile. The things that I want to go inside of here are pretty much going to be everything manufactured for right now. Everything that is like a completed product or some kind of food is going to go inside of there. Aside from that, however, I'm going to put a second stockpile right here. And this is going to be exclusively for raw resources. So we'll go ahead and disable all that and get it moving. Perfect. Another way that you can get this done even better is that you can build yourself storage crates. Storage crates are a fantastic way to level up your carpenters and get them better at carpenting. And once they're pretty good at carpenting, they'll be able to make other stuff. For right now, I wanted to get an extra sword built. We should probably also make a mason's hammer. We should... Do I have any of those in my stockpile, though? What are my stocks looking like as far as that's concerned? Did I already do that? Let me take a look at my inventory real quick. Inside my inventory, no, it doesn't look like I have. So if we're going to continue promoting people and adding new jobs to our little society, that's going to be what we want to do next. Our food supply is a little bit low and our net worth is not quite where it needs to be in order for us to move forward. The other thing that I would recommend is that maybe we relocalize some of these bushes. You can actually move plants around, like berry bushes and stuff like that, a la Don't Starve. And when you do that, you can make room to build stuff inside of your city, but at the same time, you can maintain a food supply outside the city. So it's basically the exact same thing that you would try and do in Don't Starve when you're early on to maintain a food supply, is that you kind of just relocate every single bush you find with the shovel towards your base. This game, we're going to do the exact same thing and move all of these berry bushes over here to the edge of the map. What was I doing with this little diggy spot over here? I was probably looking for stone, would be my guess. I was probably digging in there trying to find a decent supply of stone. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we came across that. So, what I'm going to do for right now is we're a little bit low on wood. I'm going to tell them to harvest this. Oh, there's a Varanus coming. That's not good. Varanuses are kind of dicks. Well, hopefully our warriors can handle it. There's no guarantee they won't or will be able to handle it. Normally, you get like a little notification, though, that you're under attack. I was going to say, he's not quick moving. He's like a little slug bug caterpillar that's got some kind of little legs. I don't know. He kind of reminds me, if you remember Spike from Land Before Time, he kind of reminds me of Spike's tail, but with legs. That's what he looks like. Hey, soldiers, are you going to attack this guy? He's right behind you. There's an enemy in the middle of town. Worst city guards ever. He made it all the way to our campfire before you guys decided to dial it on in and decide to fight this dude. Come on, man. Come on. You guys got to get better at your jobs here. I know you're still in training. I know you're just rookies and you haven't had the hours put in yet. You probably didn't get the mandatory 40 hours of training that you should have had before you were on the job. But I'm really going to need you guys to knuckle up and be team players on this one. Let's go ahead and move this forward. Nice thing about the Varanus is that you get a Varanus skin. Varanus skins can be used for strength potions, I think, later on to make your guys much more badass fighters. Did you just travel through a house and out the window instead of going around? Your Hearthlings will take laziness to a whole new level. You should expect that as you play this game. It's something that they are very, very good at. They're going to chop down some trees over here, and in the meantime, while they're doing that, I am going to get another building set up because we are absolutely missing beds. Do I have any buildings right now? Let me see if I got anything in here that, let's see here. We've got the Dong Boy Big House. That was the name of my stream village. It was Dong Boy. What do we have here? We've got a Woody 1 house on that side. I like Woody 1 houses. Yeah, go ahead and build one. Where is the front door to said Woody house? There it is. Perfect. So we'll put one in right there. Looks good to me. Start building that thing. Give the carpenter jobs to do because employment is great. It makes him happy. Lets him feed his family lots of victuals so he can buy fruit snacks. Oh, yeah. Who doesn't love fruit snacks, man? Fruit snacks are like a fundamental tenet. They're somewhere on the food pyramid. There's somewhere on the food pyramid. I love fruit snacks, especially Gushers. Gushers the best. Arwen North Point has gotten to Carpenter level 4. That's pretty good. I think a Carpenter has to become a Mason, though, or something like that. I'd have to take a look at the jobs menu to make sure, but I'm pretty sure you go from carpenting to something. Oh, no, Mason's baseline. So Mason goes up to Potter. It's different for different. So if you go with the desert people or you go with the European people or whatever, the trees are different. And so, for example, for the desert people, they have a mason, and the mason becomes a blacksmith. Their potter becomes, I think, a mason or something like that. It's got a different chain for different groups of people. I'm also hoping that they'll add goblins in as a playable race, because they've already got the models in and whatnot. It'd be kind of fun. I don't know. I like monster races. I usually play monster races in video games. We've got a new guy over here who's trying to sell us stuff. In general, what I do to raise funds is whenever I get, like, double builds. So whenever your carpenter crits when he's crafting, you get a copy of the item he's working on that is a fine version of it. Usually I just sell the fine versions of my items, and that seems to work out okay. I'm going to add another village guard. I think Lenona Stroden is looking like the kind of person who would be able to throw down in a fight. She's got good heart and she's got good courage. So we'll send her on over, and she will become our next warrior. Because we've got her working on that now, I'm also going to need a new hoe. Yep, I've got hoes. There it is. So we've got a new hoe, and then I also need a buckler, so defense will go up ever so slightly. And in that, I think we also need to get ourselves some padded armor. We do have some string around, which I think is good. Let's make 3 cloth, just to help her level up as our weaver. Is there any more cloth around that we have for consideration? There's a little bit right there, and there's a little bit over there. There's also some feral wolves off to the side of the map. Those are going to be dangerous, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the warriors over there to deal with it. Nope, not town alert mode. I want to send you over to here. So our first group, what you'll see is that the warriors will actually roll out. They're going to go ride on those wolves real fast, just to make sure that our villagers don't get into trouble. And in the meantime, I am going to look for harvestable resources around here that will give me string. I need string really badly. So that works for me. They are fighting the wolves. One of our warriors a little bit hurt. Not going to be able to heal that very effectively until we get a herbalist. But once we get an herbalist, before they go to bed every single night, the herbalist will apply band-aids or give them healing potions, which will give them like a slight bonus to getting stronger. There's nothing up on the bluffs right here either that I'm really interested in, although it might be worth it for us to build a ladder there and a ladder there. Is somebody trapped up there? What happened? Oh no. Okay, so somebody's trapped up on the roof. That's not good. Well, here, we can fix that. I know exactly how to fix that. We'll go like so. And if I put a ladder right there, this dude should spring into action and climb down, I think, unless he's trapped. I think he's trapped, or maybe he's sleeping standing up or something. I don't know. We can try that right there, but hopefully... I hope we don't lose no pounder. I was wondering, it seemed like our workforce was a little bit light. Looks like he's stuck up in there. That ladder's not completed either. There we go. That'll do it. It seems like he likes that one right there. And then we'll send him back to the stockpile with a ladder right there, maybe? He built that, but I'm not sure if he's going to use it. Hopefully somebody else will build that right there and get it moving. I know they got a bunch of jobs and whatnot. Like, people are hauling around wood and getting us new resources right now, and also chatting about the fact that their dear friend Noel Pounder is more than likely going to die while he sits up and in there. Not a good look for Null Pounder. Null Pounder's having a rough day. But once that ladder goes in, I think that'll get him out. He should spring into action, maybe. Are we springing? I don't think he's springing. I think 0 springs have been deployed. I think the problem might be that it's not putting the ladder on the lowest layer, maybe. Not entirely sure, but I'm thinking he's going to starve up here because I don't really have a way to get him out of there. So if you get rid of that right there, he builds it. Yeah, it's not, that's what it is. It's not finishing off the bottom part of the ladder right there. I think the house is blocking it or something like that. Here, break that down. And then, yeah, that's the issue is he can't climb the ladder because it's not going. Maybe if I do one right here, that might be workable. Or something like that might be workable. But even so, this is kind of a weird situation. At worst, try 2 right there, and that'll see if we'll focus on other things for right now and see if that gets... You guys already built a house? Man, look at you guys over here making crazy houses. Alright, well, let's go for a Dongboy 1 house then over here. So I will build a Dongboy 1 house just right down the street. I like to organize my cities into streets. It makes them feel more organized to me. So start building that guy right there. That's a fancy house right there. I also think we need light sources on all of these buildings. I think that's what I'm going to do next. I don't think he's going to climb down. My estimation is that he's just going to... Oh, he's stuck. That's why. So he's inside the roof right now. Ooh. That raises an interesting problem. Okay. I don't know how to fix this, actually. This is one of those rare occasions that I don't know how to fix this particular problem. I can't clear that. How do I... I mean, my estimate would be just that I have to remove the house. Yeah, I'll remove the building because that's instant. Yep, he was trapped up inside the roof. See, this is... I ran into an issue right there. Maybe this time around, maybe I won't make it flush up to the back of that building right there. That was probably a mistake. Instead, now that we've fixed that problem, good lord, that is super problematic. Instead, what I'll do is let me replace all my crafting benches real fast. All I really want is for these guys to be near to the nearest crafting bench. That's all that matters to me, is that as long as they're near the stockpiles, it's perfect. Like, it's okay. They should be working on a new house over here, trying to future-proof a little bit and make the place safer. Our net worth is cruising along. Food is not looking super great, but we can actually fix that fairly easily by picking berries on this side. That's usually why I actually go and I gather up all the berry bushes, is because if you have like 30 berry bushes on the side of your base, right before the day rolls over, you can gather all the berries, and that's how you can kind of force and spam new villagers out without getting yourself into too much trouble. The other problem is that I need to assign another guy, Null Pounder specifically, to be a farmer. And so if we've got a second farmer right there, what I can do is I can open up a couple more fields, and that'll make us a tad more effective at gathering food. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. There we go, 11 by 11 right there. We've already got pumpkins, we've already got carrots. I think a silkweed farm is a really good idea because we do actively have somebody right now that needs those reagents in order to craft. And so having her have a constant supply of like 20 to 30 thread. That'll allow us to get armor, put it onto all of our soldiers. Once we get armor on all of our soldiers, they will survive a lot better in combat, especially with the things the game's going to throw at us later. This game does have a storyline. It's got a storyline that kind of emerges bit by bit and piece by piece as you get further in. It has to do with like a conflict between the main capital and goblins, and then there's like a giant ogre that tries to invade your map, and you've got to find a magical loot in order to put him to sleep. And there's a bunch of things in this game. Like, I actually like the fact that it has a storyline. I think that's really cool. A lot of games like RimWorld sort of rely on the fact that there's an emergent storyline. If the developers just keep putting in like a random storyline every single time you play, like they put in like 10, 12 storylines, you know what I mean? And you get a random one on each map generation that you play through, and then once you finish that one off, it goes to the next one. Maybe each one has different difficulty settings. A Royal Herald is here. Ho there! Is this a new settlement of the Nerd Castle? Messiah Burleyhand said you'd be out here, but it's always a bit touch and go in the early days. Want to get started with a proclamation? That's us. By order of Princess Dania, First Lady of the Ascendancy, in whose dimenses you settle, and with the blessings of the Church of Plenty, in whose wisdom we all prosper, all settlements that attain a certain renown will be hereby recognized as official Ascendancy townships with the rights, privileges, and rewards thereof. Okay. What does that mean? Well, mostly that we can write you down in a ledger somewhere in case we ever remember to come back and collect taxes. Never mind then. I'm just joking. The royal accountants have their hands full right now with the coronation and everything. Anyways, the township status really means that you get a host of rewards and benefits. Indeed, by the princess's order, eligible towns that have proven their worth shall win access to architectural learning and wealthier caravans for trade. You may gain sufficient renown to advance the township in 3 ways: military, glory, or favor with the church, or the approval of the craftsmasters, which would sound, let's be with the church, because we must search out heresy and destroy it, my friends. The Church of Plenty favors those who share their wealth with those in need. I will give you recipes to your mason and your cook build a fountain of plenty, and I shall be back to celebrate your achievements. Sounds good. Thank you, milady. Goodbye. We also have a merchant here. She has armor. I'm going to buy it because we have a surplus of money right now, and we do not have a surplus of anything else. I will also sell off some of the finer things in town. There we go. And is there anything else that I want to sell? No. What you will notice is that as soon as those go into the stockpile, our warriors will like beeline it over there. Yeah, there they are right there. And they'll actually put on the armor, and the armor changes on your character depending on what they're wearing. We've also got Mason's recipes, Fountains of Plenty, and here is our main storyline quest right here to become awesome and become a super sweet township. What I want them to do now, it's more, I mean, I don't see how we're going to use a town as a ship, but you get what I mean. Bad joke central with Splattercat. Don't make fun of him. He's the worst. All right, let's gather up some food for tomorrow. They will finish this building very shortly, and we should have enough space for just about everybody in our town once that is done. You want everybody to have a bed at the bare minimum, and so your city should pretty much be in like a constant state of growing most of the time. I will more than likely actually kill these farms off at some point, move them over to this corner, and we'll have like a city street that just kind of weaves its way along the lake over here. I absolutely love maps that are set up alongside waterfronts. They make me happy. I love waterfront cities in games, and so I tend to focus on those quite a bit. Let's have a look at our mine over here. So what's gotten done in this area? Not a whole lot. Stone's going to be kind of at a premium for right now. My suggestion would be that we drive a shaft like so as far as we can and see if we can hit the base of that mountain over there. And if we can hit the base of the mountain, that means that we'll have basically infinite resources as far as gold and copper and silver and iron and all that kind of stuff goes, because we are going to need them later on in the game. I found that the most effective way for you to keep your township safe is to make sure that your warriors have like the absolute best items they possibly can at all given times. There is a world of difference between a warrior with like a +11 attack weapon and a +3 attack weapon. It's just something you really want to focus on. We are a little bit low on workers right now, but then again, maybe I've just queued up too many jobs. This lady's stuck on top of a bush. Anytime you have a bush around, be careful. Sometimes they get stuck on top of it. It can be fixed with a ladder like that right there. But I've noticed that bushes are kind of a deadly thing to your villagers. They occasionally get stuck on top of them, and it will make you roll your eyes and be like, no, villager, no. Why are you so dumb right now? Just step down off the bush. It's a bush. It's not even that tall. They're like, but I don't want to hurt my ankles. Everyone in Stonehearth has a horrible fear of debilitating ankle crippledness. I'm like, all right, well, that seems like a weird phobia to have, but I get it. I've broken my leg before in like a dumb accident. I broke my leg about a year ago. I broke my leg and my ankle at the same time just running down the street. I was running on the sidewalk. I run 5 miles every day. And I was running, doing my daily run, and I was just zoned out inside of my own head, and I didn't notice that a piece of concrete was upraised, a corner of the concrete. You know how sidewalks are made out of like segments of square concrete? Well, the one in front was low, and the second one was high, and the corner was sticking up, and I landed on that corner with my ankle, and it caused it to roll, and I landed on it with enough weight that it broke my leg and my ankle. It's just, I was zoned out. I was on a runner's high. That's what they call it. If you guys aren't runners, so basically you want to get into like a runner's zen. Like if you do distance running, what you want to do is you get lost in your own thoughts, and that's how you don't focus on your body. And that's how you can distance run, is that you get lost inside your thoughts and you kind of zone out while you're running. And it's a really cathartic feeling. That's one of the main reasons I'm a runner, is because it's an amazing way to blow off stress. Like it feels amazing whenever you can slip into that mental state. And so anyways, that's where I was, and unfortunately, the corner of that concrete took my ass out. It wasn't even anything impressive like trying to jump a fence or trying to like go over an obstacle or getting hit on a crosswalk. It was just a little tiny piece of concrete was raised up by about an inch, actually. About an inch to an inch and a half was how tall the corner was that I landed on, and rolled my ankle and broke my leg and my ankle at the same time. Terrible. Absolutely horrible. Didn't hurt. I didn't think it was broken because it didn't hurt at all, in my opinion. I didn't think my leg was broken whatsoever. And so when I got there, I was like, yeah, I think I sprained it or something. It's really swollen right now. And then they did the x-rays, and they were like, no, you broke your leg in like 2 places and also broke your ankle. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, that's weird because it really doesn't hurt that bad. Like, I didn't feel like I was wounded. Like, it didn't, but it was like, oh, man. Then they put it in a cast, and having a cast on, I've never broken anything before. So having a cast on for like 6 months was like the worst thing ever. Actually, I had the cast on for about 6 weeks, and then they put me in a boot. And the boot was much more manageable than the cast. The cast was super annoying. I hated the cast so much. I loathed the cast. So what I could do here... Oh, we've got invaders approaching. Oh, wolves are coming in. Wolves coming in to attack my villagers. Gonna stab them with a sword made of wood. Gotta spruce it up, get rid of these dudes because these wolfies are not good. There we go. Murdered some wolfies. They're down. We got 268, and there it is. We get a new villager. Daff Labam. Daff Labam has leveled up, which is good. And then Ezra Jawile has joined the Nerd Castle. Are you any good, or are you terrible? You're alright. I'll make you a crafter. Probably make you like a mason or something like that. Might work on out. Let's promote some people here. We've got... I like to keep like 4 workers. That's normally what I aim for before I start expanding out jobs or anything like that. Shell Boltus will probably be a decent mason, so go ahead and be a mason. There it is. If you want to be a mason, be a mason. Don't let the world tell you what you can or cannot be. And then I need to move these fields, unfortunately. I really sincerely do. So I'm going to remove that field right there, and we're actually just going to replant these in a different location before those get done. And so I'm going to put fields over here. So this is going to be a turnip field. This is going to be a pumpkin field. This is going to be a silkweed field. And then this is going to be a... Bright Bell's not a terrible plan. Corn would be pretty good. Yeah, let's go with corn. I never grow corn. Like, I never, ever grow corn. Why not? We'll grow some corn. And then our merchant over here. He's brought back some more armor, as far as I understand. I need 1 more armor. We can also buy upgraded worker outfits that make them more efficient at working, and they make them work faster. But for right now, I'll probably leave that by the wayside, and we won't concern ourselves with it too heavily. They have a chance to heal. Hopefully their health comes back over the next little bit, and we can keep ourselves squared away. He's picked up armor, so now everybody in our militia has, like, I think a defensive 4, which is really, really good. 4 damage reduction is going to be helpful because nastier enemies are going to be showing up soon. But we are going to want to work quickly towards getting them new weapons as well, which is where the mason comes in. So let's go to our masonry menu here, and we want to make a mason's workbench. Luckily, we have lots and lots of stone. We can't make a pedestal until he hits level 3. Wow, we still haven't hit rock over here, huh? That's unfortunate. I don't like that at all. I'm going to leave people to do their jobs. So what's up with these workers over here? Why are you guys not doing stuff? I don't know what my workers are doing right now, but they're not doing the thing that I expect them to do. Carpenter. I want you to work on some stuff. Where's my carpenter at? There he is. So I need crates. Craft me like, I don't know, 8 crates, mate. There you go. That'll give you something to work on because I think we've basically got our housing situation taken care of. I don't think we're going to need too many more houses. I can count beds real fast to make sure. Let's turn off the roofs here. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. Actually, we need 1 more house. We need 1 more house. I'll probably do it right around the corner over here then. Round around the corner. Down in the street. Gotta make myself some houses because you can't live on the street. Alright, so Woody 1 house. Yeah, do a Woody 1 house over here. That sounds good. Just a little tiny house over on this side. And we'll scoot that back so that the road has kind of a curve to it. That looks good to me. Yep, start building it. Make sure everybody got a place to live. Your workers should get pretty good at putting up houses and like raising things up and making things a little bit easier on you. Some people like to wall in their settlement in this game, but walling in seems to confuse the AI and make it so the invasions don't matter. So in general, I don't really wall in. I like to play the game as intended, kind of like with RimWorld, and, you know, try to keep exploitative tactics out of it and just kind of play it as it comes. It's easy when you've got dumb AI to like break them, you know, and make the game easy on yourself. There's always lots of tactics for that. Like, a lot of people, what they do is they make a wall, and then they put tons of archers on it, but the wall has, like, no way out of your city. So basically, you just dig into the mountain and live inside your little sanctuary, and you just make that work for you. I mean, it's up to the player. Play the game however you enjoy, but it's not my thing, you know what I mean? So anyways, this is going to be Stonehearth. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you for stopping on in. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying this series because I love this game. I am absolutely in love with Stonehearth, so I've been playing it a ton on stream and here on the interwebs. I will see you all later. Thank you for stopping on in. Hi to everybody, and I'm sorry for the gap in between episodes. Got caught up working on random stuff last week and just couldn't get to it for whatever reason. Couldn't get to it, but I'm on it now. I'm on it now. If you want to get the game for yourself, obviously that's down in the description. And aside from that, I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.